Welcome to episode 4. We're going to look at the 5 ways to establish service connection with your VA claim conditions. Direct service connection. Direct service connection is an illness or an injury that has been documented while in service and has an actual in-service event. In the last episode, I mentioned how I injured my knee jumping over a wall in basic training. Because it was documented while in service and didn't need an explanation of being connected to service, this is a direct service condition. Simple, yeah? Secondary service connection. Also in the last episode, I mentioned developing issues with my back. This condition developed a few years after leaving military service. My doctor explained in a Nexus letter how this condition was connected to, or secondary to, my already service-connected knee condition. A secondary condition is not going to have in-service documentation, and it has to be connected to a condition that you have been rated for as service connection. Now, let's straighten out one of the twisted parts. Let's say you have another condition that developed off the condition that you filed as secondary. If the VA approves of the first condition as service connected, then yes, you can file a secondary condition to that condition. That's right. You can file a secondary condition to a secondary. Aggravation of illness or injury. Aggravation is when a condition was present prior to joining the military and was aggravated or worsened due to your military service. An example of this is if someone has asthma prior to joining the military and was able to pass the physical at MEPS with the doctors knowing about the condition. The condition gets worse during the time in service and is documented. Then this can be considered to be aggravated by service. Presumptive illness or injury. Presumptive conditions are dependent on time and or place of service. With a presumptive condition, if you can show in your service records that you were in a specific location at a specific time and you have symptoms and a current diagnosis of a particular condition, the VA can grant you service connection. Basically, the VA agrees that those conditions satisfy the nexus without having a doctor provide the nexus letter. Some examples of presumptive service condition are if you are less than 1 calendar year of leaving the military, many conditions can be presumed as service related. Other situations that can be considered as presumptive are conditions that stem from situations like Camp Lejeune or Blue Water Navy, or any of the many conditions covered under the PACT Act. And finally, VA healthcare caused an illness or injury. VA healthcare for service connection is best described as a tort claim. In times past, veterans were not able to claim injury or illness against the VA, but that was changed. A link for the va.gov website explaining this in detail is in the description below. I have not seen this in action or have had any participation in the process, but it is necessary information to know that if a veteran is injured or contracts an illness through the VA, there are steps that can be taken to be compensated for the condition. So, to recap what we have covered today, the 5 ways to establish service connection for your conditions are direct service connection, secondary service connection, aggravated by service, presumptive connection, and VA healthcare caused conditions. This is important to know when you're filing your claim. If you file under the wrong type of connection, it could cost you time and money. You would have to refile correctly and miss on the back pay you might otherwise have been eligible to receive. That covers the 5 ways to establish service connection. When we come back in the next episode, I will cover the VA standard of proof for a VA claim. I do look forward to you coming back, so subscribe and of course share with your friends. But for now, this is Specialist Joe signing off. Bye-bye.